Okay. I finally thought of something intelligent to talk about instead of phone questions. Well, basically, it was so much of this Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton thing. I know, being posted everywhere, social media, for real. I just kind of wanted to kick back, study some things and study people's inputs and, points of views, which they are very intelligent. Most of them out here for sure, and kind of just sit back, analyze everything that's going on, and then put my input in. And my question is, just my point of view. I'm not saying I'm right. It's just a point of view. But why are we still putting our faith in presidents, or trying to put our faith in presidents? I'm not saying that's exactly what everybody's doing, but I'm just saying as a whole. And me and my homies, that study and talk about great things and important things all the time. We discuss these things a lot. Like as I think it's kind of it's kind of been old as far as like, oh, it's election time, oh, somebody needs to save us, get us out of trouble. This person's going to do that. This person seems like they're going to do this. My whole thing, and I'm on some KISS, keep it simple, stupid stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's stop putting our faith in these people to change our lives or to help our lives change. Like, I think that everything happens for a reason. I'm not going to get too deep, but people that understand where I'm coming from on this level, I believe in, God, the Bible, and purpose and all that stuff. And I believe it's written, and whatever is written gonna come to pass if we looking at it on a bigger level. And I believe that, I keep telling people presidents are selected. They're not elected. Like, they pick. They know what they want to go down, what they want to happen, and they know who better stay in their place. I believe that no matter who's going to be president, just like with Obama, just like with anybody, Bush, that their agenda, they're going to pass their agenda. The presidents don't have the power that we think they have. So if I was a person that was even running for president, I wouldn't even make any promises, because every time they can't fulfill nothing that Congress won't let them, or the powers that be won't let them. So why do people always feel like these people gonna come in and bless us or something? I mean, I don't care if it's Democrat or if it's Republican. I don't trust either one of them. I don't look at Democrats like they relate to me, because if you get a six-figure income, if you've been to the best schools and best colleges most of your life, if you don't go to the pump and cringe and have to pick between gas or groceries and paying bills, then you don't relate to me. Because I hear some of my people, sometimes you got some of the traditional, just ignorant beliefs. Democrats, they're for black people, or they're for the poor people. Republicans, they're not. They're for rich people and they're racist. And I ain't saying it could be some truth and some falses with both of them. Democrats I don't feel like they relate to me, because, like I say, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, and them, they don't know what the struggle is like. Not to my recollection. I don't believe they do. Hillary doesn't know what it's like to have to, to scramble with groceries and gas, and what I'm saying, having to buy stuff for your children, or the real struggle. Just because she has a title that says Democrat and she's supposed to represent us, don't mean that I see eye to eye with her. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she can relate to me. Obama, not like that, but he don't really relate to me. I mean, he might be, Chicago or whatever. He had his background, but I still don't believe that his struggles actually relate to my struggles. And that's not being mean or anything. I'm just saying, like, a lot of people just had these false, I guess, dreams or images in their head about who's for us. And they're really, all in the same boat. To me, it's like the public defender and the DA. When it comes to Republicans and Democrats, they all trying to run something. They all got bigger agendas that none of us have anything to do with, unless it's about being a pawn. So it's like a public defender going to lunch with the DA to me. You know what I'm saying? So my whole point of making this speech or statement is, like, I think this is the time where now a lot of people are mad that Trump made it, and I think this is just going to be the time for the go-getters. Whatever's going on in this country, we're going to have to just go for the resources that are available, and not resources to kick back and be lazy, but resources that's going to get us ahead and allow us to be bosses and to govern ourselves. And I'm not talking about govern ourselves as far as just take over. I'm talking about, let's become makers again of things, inventors of things. Let's be more self-sufficient than like we used to be. You know what I'm saying? Let's take it back to some things. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's make our own jobs. If they don't want to give us no job, let's make jobs. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it used to be about. You know what I'm saying? Let's reach at every resource and opportunity that's out here that's gonna help you get better. My bad, I know I ran over the buzzard, but I finally had something meaningful to say. So, but that's just my whole thing. I think we just need to look for us and stop looking to them. We arguing about them or debating about who's them, which one of them, regardless of which election or term it is, and they're sitting back, kicking back, laughing, living good, and ain't worried about none of us like that. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't, but it ain't enough that's going to be changing, that's going to be life changing for us. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is going to be the year to go getters. I think they are trying to put things in place. You know what I'm saying? Supposedly, I don't know how true it is, but I heard that Obama is now like the runner or the president or the leader of the United Nations Army. So I'm just saying, it's a lot of underlying things that we need to pay more attention to. Also, people need to learn that our mainstream media is not to be trusted. Basically, it's like, okay, whatever the popular opinion is on TV, most likely don't believe it because that's a propaganda trick they're going to use. They use things in the media and what they put out to shape the opinions of the people. So most of my news sources are underground. They're not the mainstream ones. They're the ones that's underground and the ones that the bigger people don't want to get out. They don't want those real stories to get out. So you just got to be careful about what you're watching on the news. You got to be careful about the opinions that's being pushed. And you just got to be careful about anything. We got to be more discerning, and we got to kind of be more independent when it comes to seeking information and representing, being an advocate for what's real. That's my statement, y'all. Blessings.
Well, you ask, why do we keep trusting presidents? I'll ask you, why would you not trust a president when they first come into office? Have they given you cause to not trust them yet? The way I see it, he hasn't even started his work yet. And until he gives me a reason to not trust him, I'll give him an even shot. I'll give him a break. Let's see what he can do before we criticize. Now, in the case of Hillary, during the elections, I know what she has done in the past, from at least as far back as when she was First Lady. Her and her hubby have always been in these scandals and just untrustworthy behavior on their parts. It's a pattern. And so I did not trust her based on her past that I was familiar with. But Donald Trump is not a politician. This is his first time in this kind of a thing. He hasn't even gotten his feet wet as a president yet. And until he does, I'm not going to say that he can't swim. So I try to give a new president trust until they prove me wrong.
That's a pretty good answer, Beastmaster. I'm not knocking that. Because what you're saying, it ties into what these political analysis were saying on this radio show I was listening to, and this is consistent. What is consistent is basically they said in history, for what we've known and what's recorded, they've never seen a certain party get a third term. Basically, when Bush did his thing, he had 2 terms. The Republicans had 2 terms. Then it shifted to Obama. He had 2 terms. This time it's shifting back to the Republicans. People, they get tired of the same thing. They want another solution. They don't really give too many chances to a certain group or party or ideology too many times. So this is a statistic. This is statistic history. You know what I'm saying? So that's how people were. As far as like fighting on the side of the coin of people that say we're gonna vote for Trump. Like me, like I say, I didn't have a certain like it wasn't Hillary, Trump. It's just I'm just tired of all of it. Like I mean, but overall, I do. When people was trying to bash Trump so much, I did see where Trump was coming from on the things they were trying to bash him about. I mean, as far as him trying to say, let's stop letting people make a mockery of America and just jumping inside this country without following the certain, the certain sequential things you got to do to become a citizen. I hear him about that. I don't disagree with that. I don't know why people will look at him like he's so evil. I mean, maybe the way he says things, he's not a politician, like you said. He's just a person that comes straight off. He's not traditional in his delivery. I think that's one of the reasons why he got favored too, and why people see him different. He's not unpredictable, So he just says what he feels, and don't always come across as politically correct or what people are used to. I kind of respect that. I'm not saying that I picked him as being the president or I picked Hillary. Like I said, to me, either or, it really didn't matter. I feel like we need to do us as a people. But I do understand where he comes from in a lot of things. Like he's saying, let's stop playing. If we're going to be a country, if we're going to be tribal as being a country, let's be that. Let's think about us first. Let's put us first. And people think he's mean for that. I don't. I think it makes a lot of sense. And what you're saying is, yeah, okay, give him a chance until he proves himself, otherwise. Now, I feel that on that level, the question I was asking, my question is not even towards a certain person or against a certain person. Like, what I'm trying to say is, like, maybe we need to stop looking all together at outlets through people that we can't exactly talk to when we feel like it, or, that maybe it's not. They're not as connected with us as we think they are. It's okay to be involved in politics and, because they say that if you're not involved, a lot of people believe that you don't have a right to complain if you don't vote in certain things. I understand that. I see that. My whole thing is, okay, I won't be involved, but instead of complaining, I'll be proactive. We should all be proactive. I mean, whether we vote or we don't vote, even if you vote, let's be proactive in changing things instead of expecting somebody to change them for us when we don't know what they're able to do and their responsibilities to do them, and how much they can actually affect anything, how much they wish to affect things, instead of kind of putting the ball in somebody else's hand. But let's start passing the ball around and dribbling and then let's try to make our own scores. I hear your point of view on that. He hasn't. I mean, you got to give a person a try at least till they what's the name until they mess up. I mean, leave it. At least even Obama got the same thing. So, man, good answer. I do hear you on that. I definitely hear that. And there's some things that I definitely agree with that he said. I mean, I just hope that he can follow through on some of the things that seem like they may help us. Man, that's my whole issue again too. Like I said, that's why I said if I was to run for president, I wouldn't make any promises. I would tell people, look, I'm gonna try my best to help this country. I'm gonna try my best to do these things, but I can't promise nothing. And then I get in office, and then everything I promise that I really want to make happen, they slam the gavel on me and tell me no, or Congress tells me no. Every time I try to do it, and now I look like a asshole to the people, the citizens of my country, because I can't follow through on the things that I promised. So I think presidents need to stop making promises to win elections and just be like real. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Hey, Mr. Coley. Collie, I'm not sure. I think you're doing good trying to figure things out and paying attention and doing the best you can to, make a good decision with what's going on. And that's pretty much all you really can kind of do, is to try to keep your ear to the ground and find out what each presidential elect option, has going on, what kind of life they've had and what they're trying to do. And I think you're right about Donald Trump, is that he is someone who's not an actual politician. He's a self-made man. You know, he's made all of his own money and has a lot of really good ideas, and is trying to get a lot of good people around him to run it as a kind of a co-op, you know, I guess, or like a big business, and trying to keep the businesses or the factories and stuff like that, manufacturers, you know, back in the states again. And from what I can tell, I guess Hillary and Clinton and them wanted a lot of offshore, send all of our business out and away from here, where we just lay around and get lazy. I have never seen so many people these days that seem like they're not, you know, not even working or not doing anything and stuff like that. So, you know, just talk to people that you respect and find out whatever you can, and do some additional tracking about people on your own. And you're right, not to just listen to the news media and stuff like that, because I think they actually think, and I think the Clintons especially, I'm kind of glad they are gone by the wayside, the both of them, because of the things that I've read about what they've done in the past and stuff like that. And you know, they I think they actually honestly think that we're all stupid, and that we have no idea about the things that they've been up to. They have a lot of murder in their past. They have a lot of things going on that aren't very honorable. And I think that even though the presidents may not necessarily always be everything that, you know, we think they should be and stuff like that, at least it's our responsibility of Americans to try to do the best we can. And us as Christian people especially need to be able to be informed, read the Bible, figure out how to live life according to the love letter that he wrote to us, which is the Bible. And I don't know if you've ever read in Kings or anything, but they had some pretty crazy kings. Like, there for a while they'd have a king that was like really bad and you know, didn't do well leading Israel, and then and God would turn his back on them, and it's like their country was almost to fall apart, kind of like what's going on right now with us. And then next thing you know, they'd get a really good king, and they would love God and be after God's heart and trying to do it God's way, and then God would, you know, come back and help them and you know, make them be a superpower of superpowers like the United States is. And it won't be, though. The more people take God out of everything, you're going to see the world or the U.S., you know, suffer for their actions, not wanting God in schools, not wanting prayer in schools, you know, and stuff like that. So just do the best you can. And sounds like you're, you know, that kind of, you know, person anyway. And, you know, you've said a lot of good things, and at least you're trying to find out what you can. Happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas.